What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Financial Freedom Builders, where every conversation moves you one decision closer to financial freedom. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the page, top comment below, get you access into Freedom Builders Academy. I'm telling you, a ton of people just this week made thousands of dollars learning the skills that we teach in Freedom Builders Academy through our platform. And so I'm telling you, you got to jump in there and get right to it. But we got a lot to talk about today. So the first thing, obviously, the most important thing that we're talking about today is going to be the United States going into war officially with Iran. So there's two things I want to mention right off the bat. Number one is that this world needs Jesus more than anything else. We need God's love to share with one another. That's what's the key to this whole equilibrium in our world, is that folks are just lacking love for one another, being able to demonstrate that love. And so we got to find ways in our own worlds to share love with one another. The second thing is that with war, nobody, and I repeat, nobody wins. I don't care what anybody tells you. Nobody wins in war. Everybody loses. You lose loved ones. You lose soldiers. You lose money. You lose resources. Everybody loses. Okay? So we got to get out of this shell thinking that we're going in there to win something. We went in there, we automatically lost just being in this war. Okay? But as it pertains to our investments and our money, clearly this week we're going to see some movement going on within the S&P 500 and in the stock market overall. We were already seeing some tailwinds going into this week as we saw NVIDIA start to cater. We talked about this. You'll see this in this top box over here. We talked about NVIDIA. Will it have enough to send the market higher? Okay. It did not. So although it had great earnings, great reports, numbers were good, but what ended up happening over the course of a few days is that NVIDIA started to cater. So if the strongest company is receding even after decent earnings, the question becomes, what is the catalyst to send the market higher? Currently, I don't see it. What I do see is multiple catalysts to send the market lower. And so now we have to be on defense and understand where we are in the market and what's coming next. So for this week, there are two things I want you to put on your radar regarding the S&P 500. Number one is the weekly price at the end of the week for the ticker symbol SPY. Okay, this cannot close below $680. So although you may be working in your 9 to 5, in and out of meetings, doing what you have to do, just keep in mind that if you see at the end of the week that the S&P 500, which is measured through the ticker symbol SPY, closes the week below 680, you and I need to be ready for a downward trajectory over the next few weeks. We can see this as low as 620 or 630 over the next few weeks. If we're lucky, maybe we get the bounce at 650 that could exist because it did happen this a few weeks ago, actually a couple months back. But otherwise, we're looking at 620, 630, and then we'll have to assess what the market does next. The second thing you got to keep on your radar regarding the S&P 500 on the weekly time frame is we don't want to see the RSI close below 56. RSI stands for Relative Strength Index. We've talked about this countless times on our page. This measures the momentum of a stock. Above 70 on the RSI, we are overbought. Below 30, we are oversold. If that makes sense to you, put a 1 in the comments so I know your understanding of financial literacy will give in to you, because this will help you make money. And there are a lot of other strategies you can learn within Freedom Builders Academy, okay? Now, a couple of things. In spite of all of the chaos going on with the global issues going on, you've got big tech receding. Our inflation, it seems to be going higher. There are levels of uncertainty and volatility in the market, and you can invest into volatility within the market. There is a stock called the VIX, which is created to measure volatility. If stocks fluctuations start going up and down, all of those things create uncertainty investing into the market. And while all that uncertainty is brewing, that particular stock starts to climb higher. So your homework this week is to look into where you can buy the VIX. And although this is not a suggestion for you to buy, sell, or hold anything, do your due diligence to see if it's a good time to start investing into uncertainty. If we are in the beginnings of a war, in a midterm election year, with big tech receding, inflation climbing, a new Fed chair coming in a few months, does it seem like it might be a good time to start investing into volatility? I'll leave that for you to decide. The second thing to keep on your radar, we've talked about this particularly for a while in several videos, is investing into precious metals, in particular silver. In our financial community, we've been investing into silver since January of 2025. We have seen this thing run all the way from $27 all the way up to $109. We have seen it pull back, and I'm seeing it on the charts right now. Significant strength in silver to go back upwards, up to $100 and then beyond. And so in the midst of global uncertainty, economies and countries, they jostle to see what currency they're going to use to transact to be able to pay for war. So since we're in the middle of this thing, they are going to find reasons not to use the American dollar. So things like precious metals and commodities are things that will start to climb up. Gold is another one. We like silver better because silver has more volatility upwards than gold does. Now, for sticking around, we're going to give you one more bonus one, but the only thing we ask for is for you to like button on this video. It helps the algorithm get this up to other people. But the other one we like, of course, in the midst of war is oil. And earlier this week in our financial community, we alerted our financial community to jump into ticker symbol OXY, which is Occidental Petroleum. Of course, oil tends to run with war. So with all of this information we provided for you, can you put it all together, put it into an action plan to help you make some money? And what will help you do this best is enrolling into Freedom Builders Academy, so you can learn the jargon, the lingo, the literacy, the tools, and the strategies to be able to take advantage of the information we provide you in this video so that you can transform your family's financial future. We're here to help, and we're along with you on the journey, okay? We'll talk to you on the next one.